So minus 0.02 last night. So here's what's been happening today. Bit of a frosty start today. Got my car's realised to put the front and heat bit on. So it should melt in a minute. One of the advantages of living down a drive is you can start driving even though the wind is frosty. It's a good job we remembered to put the sprayer in the shed last night. It'd been parked outside because there's no room for it, but we put it in front of where we've been drying the wood chip, so it's nice and warm. Otherwise, all that water that's frozen in the pipes could have burst things and damaged things on the sprayer. Try the wipers now. There we go. Magic.
It's 75.
Motorhome meeting.
Okay. Postcode. Okay. Info at your.
Just got this nifty little thing which converts a Makita battery into a Milwaukee battery. So we're going to try it on the new gun. Makita, Milwaukee. It's proper that, isn't it? Got loads of batteries now then. Lads have had all the wheels primed today, so there's a Assault Corsa tyres in the workshop, or a death trap, so if anyone breaks in the night, doesn't see where they're going, don't turn the light on, they'll walk into them wheels and they'll flatten them, hopefully. They are propped up with blocks of wood, but only in certain directions. So it's nice and warm in here anyway, because we've got the heaters on overnight. So we've just been putting some lace in. Yeah, you have to put it in again, another one next to it. Now, put it out. There's your spray bottle then. It's pretty good that, no bubbles now. Just chop the tails off, job done. So just cut these tails off with a knife, so puncture's now fixed. Without taking the tyre off. A few people have asked me what a direct drill is, so I'll show you. Spring here, that controls the coulter pressure, so we can put about 200 to 300 kilos of pressure down on here. Underneath, we've got what we call a sowing coulter, so the seeds come out the back here. The disc cuts a slot through the residue and bits of straw and soil, and then this wheel controls how deep it goes in. So you set the depth between the bottom of the disc and the bottom of the wheel, and we can adjust that with that clip here. So it puts the seed in the ground, and then this bit here, little roller, squashes the seed in, so it gives it soil contact, and then there's a little bit of a slot being created by the coulter. So this wheel then spins and pushes down with these points and closes the slot behind so that the seed grows quicker. And they've got weights inside so you can go faster as well. Not a great deal been happening today other than doing the website for the motorhomes, so it's all up and running now. I'll put the link in below. Also, I'm going to put some footage on from Northwest Tonight, which is about the farming subsidies and how it's all sort of changing around at the moment, so you can watch that as well. So if you've watched it to the end, click like, click share, click subscribe, depending on what you're watching it on, and I'll see you all tomorrow.
Now, this week, the government published its new farming policy. The tapering off of subsidies combined with an offer to pay farmers an extra income for looking after and improving the environment. So what do the farmers think? Well, over the past year, we've been following three farmers: sheep farmer Richard Pedley, James Robertson, who runs a dairy farm, and arable farmer Ollie Harrison. Our environment correspondent Judy Hobson went to get their reaction.
On the hills above Kirkby Lonsdale, Richard Pedley is checking up on his ewes. He has around 1,100 sheep, but about 35% of his income comes from government subsidies.
We are producing beef, lamb, and at the same time maintaining this stunning landscape, this environment that you see today. All the walls are kept, the hedgerows are kept, and it all costs money.
Subsidies also keep food prices low. It's paid depending on how many hectares are farmed, but that system is about to be phased out.
By 2024, we're going to be down by half. We're going to lose half the payments that we receive currently.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. A lot of farm businesses possibly won't survive it. It is a big unknown. It is a big concern.
The government now wants to pay farmers for looking after the environment. It's broadly welcomed, but there's little detail on how the system would work and whether farmers will be asked to cut livestock numbers.
Currently we do maintain the landscape whilst producing livestock, whether that's meat or breeding stock. It all goes hand in hand.
All the hedgerows around are living boundaries, and they're there for obviously dividing up fields, for stock-proof measures. They're great for habitat for wildlife.
A few miles away in Kendal, dairy farmer James Robinson and his father are hedge laying.
The corridors for wildlife to move around, and for bats to hunt up and down, and hawks to hunt up and down, and then you've got the mammals and the bird food, all the birds and stuff in there.
This is the kind of land management that many farmers do alongside food production, and in future they could be paid for it. But until then, basic payments will be drastically reduced.
To be honest, for us it is the difference between profit and loss, and it has been, I think for the majority of farm businesses it will be the difference between profit and loss every year.
On North West Tonight we also follow Ollie Harrison, an arable farmer from Prescott.
I'm not really too bothered, to be honest, because it looks like we're going to be rewarded for some of the environmental stuff we already do on the farm, whereas at the moment we're not rewarded for. We have a farming subsidy now, but all that really does is makes food cheaper for everyone else.
The transition to the new payment scheme will be painful, and add to that Brexit and the uncertainty of future markets.
You know, change is on the way. Farming is changing. To have good livestock, you need a good farm. You need to look after the land, and the land will look after you.
This, the oldest of industries, is facing upheaval, and only farms that can adapt and change are likely to survive. Judy Hobson, BBC North West Tonight, Cumbria.